Hello, Jill. Let's take a look at, I believe these are snatch balances. So let's go and take a look at your initial part. So good setup so far. Good, so not bad. So remember though, like I said in your last video, you need to pause longer. Hence the name heaving snatch balance. So even that is still a little too short. I like to see you down there longer and really hold that position. Feel the balance overhead. Oh, looks like you kind of brain fart on that one. It's okay. So that one's still okay, but you can see how there's movement still at the bottom. So let me rewind it. So you come down, you kind of get this little bounce. So we want to have a dead stop, just like a pause squat. Stay down there for a few seconds and then come up, okay? Stay down there to where you're actually uncomfortable, because that's the whole point, is you want to feel the proper positioning overhead, okay? Let's go and skip ahead to this one. Now this is a snatch balance. Again, so same thing, it's not bad, but the pause is there, but I like to see it there longer, okay? Now, when you get more advanced and you get a lot stronger, then coming out of the hole shouldn't be an issue. You can go and come up right away. But for just this at this point in the training cycle, we just want to dial in those mechanical stuff and make sure that we're moving and feeling balance in all our positions. Now, on the other hand, these tall snatches look really good. Good, you made the adjustment there. Still too much of a dip. I still like to see you standing straight up with straight knees and then just, yep, right there, just like that one. Never mind. You auto-corrected yourself. You did a good job there. Yes. So those tall snatches actually look really good. If you notice though, on all your lifts, even your snatch balances, this left heel keeps coming off the ground. So I don't know if that's a habit or if you do that just because your left ankle is a little bit tighter. I do this same thing with my left ankle because I have a tight left ankle from an injury I had a while back. So my left foot comes up too, but I'll talk to you about that. And we'll see if that's just a mental thing or if you actually have like a pre-existing thing there. But I like to see all your feet completely flat, especially with the Romaleos. Your shoes untied, dude. Taylor, what are you doing? Get out of there. Jeez, what is this? Like, what is this? Who waves like that? Let me rewind it again. Where'd Taylor go? There she is. Who waves like that? Who waves like they're trying to like, hello? I'm sorry. Uh, Good Lord. Anyway, so back to the video. Yeah, go away. That's funny. Um, so let's see how you do the snatches. So you did a good job rolling the bar in and bringing the hips forward. I think you threw the bar a little too much, but you kind of compensate though by, it's not that bad. So I like to see more of a bar roll and less of a hip forward thing going on here. But it's still acceptable, so no big deal. Because you do go vertical once you hit that. The only problem I see is that in the future you might be throwing your hips too far into the bar. And then same thing with that left toe. It's okay. Could be worse. I've seen a lot worse, so don't worry about it. Let's go and fast forward to the next lift. Oops, I'm rewinding it. Oop, missed it. There we go. That was better. Better job keeping the feet flat. I think sometimes with your footwork, you just get kind of funky and it happens sometimes. So don't worry about it. But that is something I'd like to fix, is that left foot. Because in this one you don't do it, which is good. And this is a really strong bottom position right here. It rolls forward a little bit, but it's not terrible. So let's go and rewind this last one. So bar into the hip. So it's kind of delayed. So see how you do the bar roll, you roll it, and then you throw the hip. So I want them both to come together at the same time. Rather than rolling and then the hip, I wanted to see the hips and the bar come together at the same time. But that's still pretty good lift right there. So let's go move on to the clean. So same thing. We'll watch. That was better. It's definitely acceptable. You're doing a much better job of keeping your arms straighter longer, and that was like a pretty big issue at first, but the high blocks are kind of helping eliminate that. Yeah, pre-bend, get the bar in, and jump. So it's still better. It's definitely an improvement from the previous lifts I've seen you do in the past few weeks. So, and, that's the most important part is that as long as you're constantly improving, then there's nothing to be disappointed about. Because progress, especially in Olympic weightlifting, can be very slow. So there's a prime example right there, that last lift of where you did like the bar roll. So you rolled it in, and then you brought the hips. So you want the hips to be coming forward too. So right here when you're rolling it, the hips need to be coming forward. You make contact right about here in this area, and then you go vertical rather than rolling in and then jumping. Okay, so you want them both to come together still, if you can. But other than that, though, it looks really good. Like your positionings look really good. I mean, other than those small details, which aren't imperative or huge priorities, you look really solid. You're moving really well, and you're making improvements. So good job.